Hey, so one of the things that comes up a lot with homeowners is the kitchen, of course, and how much money to spend. For most of our projects, we're doing a fully custom kitchen, like this one that I'm standing in. Occasionally though, someone's budget doesn't really allow for that and they're looking for ways to shave off some cost, and so they naturally will gravitate towards maybe an IKEA kitchen or some other version of a prefab. So I thought it was worth talking a little bit about some differences, things that you may not necessarily be aware of, what you can and can't get. Now obviously the custom kitchen, you can do whatever you want. Really the sky's the limit, and as long as you have the money for it. Common details that we'll see here, like this range hood. This is a range hood that's built in, the actual fan unit's underneath. The surround is built to match all the cabinets, so exact same paint finish. The style is, whatever the customer wants. Another detail that's become really trendy with shaker doors is this really narrow frame. This is, I think, 1.25 inches, and you just can't get that in a prefab kitchen, specifically because the hinges that you need to mount into the frame, they just don't have them. IKEA just doesn't have that. They use one hinge, and it just doesn't work with these doors. Metal frame doors with glass, again, something you're not going to get with IKEA or another prefab company. And then one of the most subtle but I think important details that we often work with clients is trying to have some kind of continuity in the grain. So this is a piece of walnut, and it's actually all cut out of one sheet, which may be hard to see on camera, but if you kind of follow with your eye, say this grain here, and you fall all the way down, you'll see it continues right through every drawer panel. And you can only do that by taking a full single sheet. They put it into their CAD software, they put it on the CNC machine, and it cuts it all up perfectly. So then when you stand back and look at it, it does look like it's all one sheet. If you were to buy this at IKEA with one of their stain grades, it would be completely random as to how the grain lines up. So those are some really big features that you can get out of custom. Now we're going to jump over and take a look at an IKEA kitchen. I'm going to show you some of, the upside obviously is cost. You're saving a ton of money, but there's a lot of downsides that people really are not aware of. So let's go take a look at that now. So we're in an IKEA kitchen now, and I'll point out some of the things that from my perspective are less than ideal when compared to a custom cabinet. So the doors, the paint grade doors like this shaker style, it's actually just a slab of MDF, and this whole sort of panel area is just routed out of it so that it looks recessed, but it's not a separate frame with a panel. So you get these rounded corners in there that don't look as great. This weird V-joint, which is, I don't even know why they do that, because you wouldn't really get it with a paint grade shaker door. It just doesn't have that look. Even the outside corner of these, like the radius is huge. On a paint grade, it would be much sharper. So that's one thing. Second thing, range hoods. I think as I discussed, you cannot get a cabinet that's going to house a hood fan. Like you can't make it like a continuation of these shaker doors and this somehow magically fits. So you're either doing a freestanding one, which is fine, it's a look, but it's not that sort of built-in custom look, or you're doing a hood fan which sort of fits under the cabinets, and that to me is just like something from the 90s or 80s. The other big thing really is the cabinet height. So this kitchen is kind of maxed out by this pantry unit, which is 90 inches, and as far as I can tell, they don't make any units taller. Now this ceiling height's 9 feet, and there's no cabinet that really fits above it. So now you got this weird space. In this case, we tiled right around the cabinet, and of course the tile's not done yet, but it's a look, but now we have to add a piece of crown molding on top to cap that off, because again, like there's no finishing pieces that you get with the custom kitchens. And then the thing that drives me crazy the most is with the fridge in this really weird gap above it. So, the custom kitchens, you buy your appliances and the whole kitchen's built around the appliances. Well, that's not really the case with IKEA because you have stock sizes. And there's just nothing that fits here. So if that gap is going to be filled, it's going to have to be something custom, which now kind of defeats the whole purpose of doing a stock kitchen. So, oh, and one other thing, you can see it on this island, is like this is a custom-made gable because they don't have them. Like they just don't make these gables that are so common in kitchens when you have islands, you have peninsulas with exposed ends. So this is just a calculus that you have to do as a homeowner when you're thinking about your project and what you want. You've got to write out your wish list. What do you want? And then think about, okay, where do you want to spend your money? You can save a lot of money on an IKEA kitchen. It's like a quarter of the cost, at least, maybe a lot less than a custom kitchen. But you're not going to get all those details. And the kitchens, it's where we spend most of our time. You know, if you want to sit there and really relish in a gorgeous kitchen and all that craftsmanship, you just have to go custom. So something to think about.